Today, we're going to taste my extract-only brew. So this is a very simple beer. I used 2 different dry malt extracts, and it was a 2.5 gallon batch. We're going to crack it open and give it a taste. So first, the recipe. It was just these 2 malt extracts right here. So 4 malt extracts. I use a 1-to-1 ratio. So that means for every gallon of water, I use 1 pound of malt extract. So in this recipe, I used 2 pounds of light dry malt extract, and then I used a 1/2 pound of Bavarian wheat malt extract. With malt extracts, it's already been boiled, okay? So you don't have to boil as long as you would if you're doing an all grain homebrew. So for this, I did about a 45-minute boil. I put in some fresh hops here that I grow. I used to have a nice backyard when I was renting, but we bought a townhome, so I don't have room for a garden anymore. But here I've got my hops. These are Nugget hops. I did transfer them to my parents' backyard where they are thriving here in Colorado. So I used 1 ounce total, or excuse me, a 1/2 ounce total of fresh hops. I did a 1/4 ounce at the beginning, and then a 1/4 ounce right about flame out, or 5 minutes before flame out. So that's a total of a 1/2 ounce of fresh Nugget hops here. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a taste here. I did close to 3 volumes for CO2, and I used corn sugar for that. It already looks like it's pretty carbonated. So I did a bit more carbonation than I usually do. Just wanted a nice, refreshing summertime ale. And it felt like a lot of hops. I wanted it to be kind of hoppy. However, these hops have been sitting in my refrigerator, or my freezer, excuse me, since last season. So it's coming up on about 10 months in the freezer, and hops do lose a bit of their flavor and acidity over time. So you have to account for that. So yeah, that's nice and carbonated there. It's got a nice fresh smell to it. Got a good hop aroma. So these Nugget hops, when fresh, are about 13 IBUs on the bitter scale. That's good. So yeah, this is a pretty good beer. For extract only, it's got a really nice flavor. The hops are pretty present. They're not overpowering. And this is just a nice, smooth, drinkable beer. I'd be proud to show this one off and give this one to a couple friends. And the nice thing is, it's all extract. So really easy, simple, and relatively cheap. So I am happy with how this turned out. And I'm really happy that I went with a higher CO2 volumes of carbonation there. I really like it. So there you go. This is how you can make an all-grain extract beer really easily, cheap, but it does have a little bit of haze to it. So it's a cloudy beer, but it's very tasty. And it'd be really good if you're just beginning, or if you're just looking to make a quick batch that you can enjoy without over analyzing it. So I added the Bavarian wheat because that helps give it a nice foamy head like that. So wheat beers, you'll notice, that have a bigger head to them, and so a lot of home brewers and brewers will add a little bit of wheat just to give it a little bit better head and more retention. So go ahead and make that one, and then if you don't want to bottle it like I have done today, you can check out my other videos where I'm working on how to use mini kegs lots of different ways we can brew together. Again, my name is Drew Smith. See you next time.